First of all, it is Friday night. You are my friend who I cannot wait to share the how we met story. You guys, you're listening to Till the Dirt with Tommy and MJ. Tommy is not here. I am so happy to kiki with you. The only other time I've had, like, we've really had a guest that wasn't my mom, it was Melissa Gorga. And so, ta-da!
I feel so honored then. Literally, that's incredible.
Yes,
Thank you for
and you
having
are.
me. I'm
You're very
Steve from
welcome.
I'm Steven from Faces by Bravo on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, you name it, all of that. I am a nurse by day. Well, actually, I'm a night shift nurse. But this bitch needed a hobby and bottomless brunch was not going to be sustainable for the rest of my life. So, what do I love more than and I don't do fitness, like unless it's like fitting food in my mouth, like we don't do that.
But
So
you fit.
Housewives, yeah, I mean
But you're
it'll
fit.
fit, but well, yeah, it's the walking at work. That's what I tell myself.
Okay.
But yeah,
So,
so
so I want to introduce you properly. You and I already followed you on Bravo sorry, Dur. I already followed you on the gram. Your handle is Faces by Bravo. For everyone who is listening, give him a follow. I was kind of like greedy with my follows at the time. So the fact that I found and followed you was like a really great endorsement. And then we were walking the streets of WeHo. We bumped into each other. You were like, I'm Steve from Faces by Bravo. And I was like, oh my God. And so it was like,
yep.
that's how we met. And then since I noticed, like, I think Andy follows you,
Well,
talks
that was
about you, talks about your tweets, acknowledges like things that you post and comments that you make on social, right? Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I think this might have been the same night, but like you had said, like, oh my gosh, I watched you and Andy on Instagram Live because he
Oh,
randomly was going
yes.
on Instagram Live
Yes.
and he accepted my live and I was like, oh, I'm a nurse and all of that. And we like were
He
talking
loves
about
that.
that. Yeah. And then when
Mhm.
we met outside of Tom Tom, like in person, you and I, you remembered that like right away. And I was like, oh my God, I couldn't believe that you remember
Isn't it
like it,
powerful?
it was like a moment where I was like, oh my God, MJ remembered who I was from that. Like that's so wild.
And it was years ago now.
Yeah. That was like 2020, probably 2021. Yeah.
Because for sure Andy he gets bored so easily on lockdown that he definitely needed attention. He wanted he wanted attention from cute boys, and he did like those occasional spontaneous IG lives. And
Yep.
then I'm sure like he was like, oh my God, you're cute. Oh my God, you're a nurse. Ooh, you've got like all these like checks on the boxes. So I knew. I
And
knew.
then fun fact, I want to say a couple of months later, I was going to Fire Island, and on my like way in, I came a couple days early. And on Tuesday, I got together with the Jersey ladies. And then Wednesday, I went to watch What Happens Live. Come to find that was the last episode of that season.
Mm-hmm.
Guess who was going to Fire Island the next day?
Andy.
We literally ran into each other at Fire Island every day
Amazing.
right after that. Yeah.
Amazing. So, speaking of Fire Island, Peak Seven Vodka, like the owners, there are a few owners. Tommy is one of the handful. One of the owners owns the Fire Island Hotel. We're supposed to have like a place to stay at the Fire Island Hotel. Could you?
Fire Island is literally the most magical gay playground you will ever experience.
I can't wait. I haven't been. I'm dying.
It's
Oh,
literally you have to take a ferry to get to it.
mhm.
There's no roads. It's just like dirt passing like a boardwalk thing and it's just houses in like on its own little like island and there's Cherry Grove which is like where the underwear party happens on Friday nights.
Okay.
You can
So
check your clothes.
okay, so is Cherry Grove, so is Fire Island divided into like straight and gay? That's I've heard
So
there is a like a two parts to it.
So that's what I was gonna say. I'm not like the full expert on it, but I've been quite a few years now. So Fire Island Pines, that's like the gay area. So that's where you go. You go to low T, mid T, high T, the gays, all that. And
Okay.
then when you walk to, you can walk or take a boat over to Cherry Grove.
Okay.
That's more I think the lesbian side, straight lesbian side. But also on Friday nights at the Ice Palace is where they always have the underwear party.
Wait,
So
the straight side is also the lesbian side. I love the thing.
yeah, I
You guys
could be
get to
wrong.
share.
Don't quote me on this, but I think that's what it is. It's kind of like the lesbian straight side, and then the gays are in the pines.
I just want to be on the island. I don't care what side you put me on, honey. Just take me there, please, someday soon.
It would be an honor to be there with you. I'm taking you to the underwear party. What are you gonna wear?
I'm dressed. I'm ready now.
Yeah.
So, okay, you guys, this is what happened last night. We were at I consider the shittiest part of LA, which is like deep Hollywood. Don't at me, but I obviously drove into town for a good reason for our boy Zach Peter. You guys know him from No Filter with Zach. It was his 30th birthday. So he had a live podcast. You and I were both there. You know this. I'm saying this for the audience. So you and I saw each other last night, which is where I stalked you for doing this with me today. Thank you so much for doing it on such short notice.
Obviously, anything for you.
Thank you, love you. And then we were there. It was really funny because last year, same party, same time, we were both there for Sandoval, and Zach had his show with his special guests were supposed to be Lala last night. It turned into like you guys and everything that it was. But last year it was Schwartz, Sandy, Sheena, Brock.
Me, Jeff, you.
I didn't go on stage last year. I just came to
But
support.
you were there for yeah.
We were
I'm
there.
trying to think.
And then
That whole group picture is what I like have in my memory of all of us on the
Ariana.
stage. Ariana, yes.
And who else? Oh yeah, you're right. So then there was one more person.
That's what I thought too.
I don't know who we're forgetting right now.
Now I
But
feel like a piece of shit.
I know. I was thinking about Adam Newell. I think that's what I was.
Oh yeah, duh. Yeah. The other host.
Yeah, the other host. So let's talk a little bit about, first of all, today's show is about, well, it's so funny. Like we started out like just talking so fast, and now I'm trying to like guide the show because Tommy is texting me and saying, like, you haven't introduced the show. You're just like jumping in with Steve and like kikiing and stuff. So now I'm gonna do my thing. Like today we're gonna talk about OC, a little Jersey. I'm chomping at the bit, like foaming at the mouth to talk to you about OC. We'll wrap any closing thoughts on VPR and Teresa and the MVP of the Jersey reunion, and honestly anything else that you can think of. I want to, because I know that because you are a nurse and you are the bomb and you have somewhere that you have to be soon, I say should we jump into OC first?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
I'm in.
And then like we can obviously, like last night, a lot of the things that we're talking about today might come up that also came up last night. So just like feel free to jump around.
Sure.
You guys were so funny last night.
Thank you so much. I truly appreciate that.
No, you and Jeffrey Epstein.
And it's not obviously the real Jeffrey Epstein. His name is just unfortunately Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah. And he's so funny. He's fine. He's cute.
So funny. It's
And
so
good
funny.
looking.
Our friendship is hysterical because like we're just so polar opposites.
Mhm.
And it's always like, people are always like, how the hell did you two become friends?
I
Like,
want to
kind of.
know.
Actually, it was, I moved to LA. So my boyfriend got a job out here, and I moved out here in February of like 2019. And Jeff at the time, his Instagram was Pop Goggles. I don't know
Okay.
if he made tons of memes, all of that. And he had a podcast called Pop Goggles at the time. And he asked me to do his podcast. And he came over to my apartment. I'm literally in my scrubs, like getting ready for work. We're doing this right before my shift. And literally everything that could have gone wrong went wrong. It was like crazy. It was chaotic, but we just started hanging out afterwards, and we are so different, and he's so chaotic in his own way. I'm literally chaos in my own way as well, but like we just hit it off so well. He is one of the kindest people that you'll ever meet, and you don't always see it because of his persona that
Lord, he
his
has the best sense of humor.
it's
Okay.
amazing.
And
Yeah.
what's his handle so that everyone who's listening, who's like, why aren't they telling me the goddamn handle? So
It's
what's his gram? I have to follow him today too.
at it's Jeff Epstein.
Are you serious? Okay.
I'm not kidding. I've literally told, he made this joke last night, but I've literally told him so many times, you're shadow banned probably forever because of your fucking handle. Like,
Yeah.
let's change your Instagram handle. You don't have to change your name. Change your handle at least.
Anything. Do it.
Yeah,
There's so many options. The world
literally.
is your oyster, honey. Just lean in.
Lean in. Come on. Like, you could be grow. The reason you ain't gonna grow right now is you are hidden.
Yes,
Like,
exactly. The shadow ban, like the no-fly list, the everything.
uh-huh.
Okay, so we know that OC just came out, and we know that Tamra Barney, Judge is back. Now, I have to say, when this is season 16 or 17?
17.
17. Yeah.
Because
And
yeah, 17.
so it starts off with, it really was like a 75-minute promo for OC, but it was all Tamra.
It's all Tamra. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I might have turned straight the moment she took her helmet off on
Really?
the motorcycle. Like, that was episode 1, but like I was so turned on by that. I don't know where that came from,
It's
but she
amazing.
did it. She, like, that entrance was iconic. I loved it.
Just the fact that she was on a motorcycle that was moving, to me, was like, am I okay? I can't believe she's doing this. When did she learn how to ride a motorcycle? Because so we start the show with her very much how like they gave it to Terry Dubrow last year, when they wanted to introduce like her at the end of the hallway, and it was like very, I said Terry, but I
Yes.
meant Heather.
Yeah.
It was very like Heather Dubrow heavy last season. And I didn't like that because I am, friends with Jeff Lewis. And if Jeff has a problem with her, then I'm going to lean in that direction.
I'll lean in with you and say, Noella wasn't lying last season. I'll tell you that.
It's so true. And,
I don't
and
know if I don't sue me, but allegedly. But no, Noella wasn't lying last season.
it's true. And then also, like the way when I experienced her recently at BravoCon, like she was very on. Like it was like she was just trying to say, like, be like a TV persona, and
Mhm.
cameras are rolling, and it just doesn't read authentic to me. I don't care. I actually like Terry Dubrow a lot more. I think he's a completely different vibe. But so this season with, were you gonna say something?
I was gonna say, I wanted to add on to the Heather of it all. I was so excited for her to come back last season. I've always said I don't think Heather is like she makes OC. I think she's a value add. I don't think she is OC though. Like, that's
No,
not gonna fix the show or whatever. But
right.
what I was disappointed so much about with Heather last season is, like, what I've heard in, like, when she's off camera, like she's actually super cool and like
Yeah,
cusses like a sailor, like
right,
more laid back.
right.
And it would
Person.
have been more refreshing to see her return as like her kids are older now. So she maybe let loose a little bit. Let's see like a different side of you. Not saying for you to be fake, but for you to show like, don't, like the over the topness about her that we loved in the early season. Sure. Some of that could be there, but like show us the nitty gritty a little more.
Yeah, I
Like,
want to see her relax her face.
relax.
Yeah.
Like, it's not,
Why are you
just have
trying? You
fun.
won. You have the biggest fucking house. Your husband is so
Yeah.
rich. All you do when you see them on screen is think how many thousands of dollars he makes per second, because
Literally.
the amount of construction and concrete poured to make that palatial thing that they built it forever. And, we were talking about how she got booted from OC because she wasn't likable. That's why they got rid of her in the first place. And when they brought her back on, we know there were so many seasons of just bad seasons. Because,
Yes.
like I do like oh my God, I don't know why I'm drawing a blank because there's Gina
And
and
Emily.
yes. So
Love.
yes. So I love Emily and I love like new cast. I mean, there's really, unless you really piss me off, I'm not going to be mad at anyone being there, at the party. I just
I have
don't.
one.
Tell
I have
me.
one.
Tell me.
Peggy fucking Salehian.
Yeah.
I don't know if there could have been more of a dud of a housewife and I've ever seen in my life.
Do you know?
Not in real life. I just mean on the show. I swear to God, I feel like she didn't know that she was filming a show.
And I
Like,
think they protected her in the edit.
oh, I'm sure. I'm
Yeah.
sure. I mean, I just thought she was hands down the worst housewife I've ever think has been on the screens.
You know that her brother was in the audience.
Yes, I talked to him. Oh, am I really loud all of a sudden? Did you hear that?
Just for that
Okay.
second, it's fine. Yeah, because you were leaning in. It was only because of the mic, I think.
Yeah. Oh, I think I had changed the setting too.
Oh.
Okay. Sorry about that. So yes, I knew that that's her brother. I didn't bring it up or anything. I actually I think we had connected at Kyle's white party for the end of the Beverly Hills season this year.
Oh, were you guys? You were
Uh,
there.
So
There too.
they were there too.
Nice. That's good.
So I associate him more with that. And then I think he was friends with LVP at some point or something. But I remember when the season was airing with Peggy, there was talk of like she refused to go to his wedding because she's homophobic or doesn't support gays or something
Right.
like that.
I heard that too. I mean,
Allegedly.
allegedly, yeah. And also because, I didn't like the way she was around money, like with her husband, what's his name? Amy Phillips'
Dino?
best impression.
D-
Dico.
Dico, yes. She
I
just
just
was
don't like
like,
people.
and it was like lights off, no one's home. And
Yeah.
I just didn't get it. I was like, how did she make it that far in casting?
There has been some bad decisions on Bravo's behalf.
Yes,
I mean, they've made, more than one mistake, not just
that I
one.
agree.
So, okay, so we have Tamra, this big long open. Her mom is like super involved in a way that we've never seen before.
I was so excited about her mom talking about sex with her for some reason. I just thought that was so funny.
And they were testing like how far
Yes.
the grunting and moaning travels. Like
Yes.
like quick segue on Summer House, Martha's Vineyard. They had the main couple having sex so
Sex.
much. Yeah, like was it Cyrus? It's not Cyrus, but it's
Um,
Cyrus and Jasmine.
yes. And I
Yes.
feel like in old school original Summer House, they used to air a lot of that a lot more. And then there was I think what I had heard is people started figuring out on the cast that, oh, in the kitchen pantry, they don't mic that up. So people would go hook up in there. and then production caught on. So then they mic'd like everything.
Okay.
But I feel like the original Summer House now, we don't really hear anyone fucking anymore. But
No,
on
no one is.
Martha's Vineyard,
No
we
one
are
is.
getting it.
Yeah, you
All
could.
that.
We obviously know like Kyle and Amanda and Craig and Paige are not having sex and like on the show or on the episodes and
Right.
like or what like while filming.
Right.
We
Right.
won't say that they never ever have sex.
Right. 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 Right.
But yeah, I think that Tamra and her mom, like that dynamic is very cute. It's very chicken noodle soup for the soul, right?
Yes. And Eddie being like back, like Eddie's always hated the show, but he's now like
Leaned in.
he's in it. Like
Yeah.
he feels it. He's happy for her.
The way that she shows up, because you got to imagine, like, what would you do if you were let go and then you came back? You know, I think that she like gunned to get back in. She also did her own thing with like her two T's in a pod and talking shit and not giving a fuck. Like once she was released from the contract, she didn't play by the rules. She did and said anything she wanted. And she never, I mean, there were times and moments where I heard Tamara speaking in public in a way that I was like, oh, don't seal the coffin.
Oh,
You
right. Yeah.
right? But the way she like showed up and looks amazing and rode in actual motorcycle and she's reading everyone to filth. It's like
Well,
it
because remember when like the news broke, like that she was let go, obviously not only on that cast, like Gina, Emily, everyone was celebrating, but like there was a whole ass dinner like party with like Gretchen and Slade and like Lydia. I should say allegedly because I can't remember who all was there, but like all Lucy, like all the past cast members were all like
Jesus Jugs was there.
oh, was did Jesus Jugs go?
Yeah, I
She
think she was
might have been. Like
there.
literally everyone, it was almost like they were having a dinner celebrating her firing, which I mean, that shows how iconic Tamra is. Like the fact that all your past cast members had to get together to do that.
I know. And now she's like a force not to be reckoned with. I watch it and I'm like, I feel like this is what Reza and Golnessa want to taste again. Or like, you know, all of the people that Bravo is learning that we Bravoholics want to see our people, like the soap
Yes.
operas, you know? And so
Yes.
when you like I do want Vicky to come back, for instance. I do think that she should have been kept on, even like give her several bad seasons. Like let her have bad seasons, you know?
So I'm all on board on Vicky. Once the cancer thing happened, that like the men around her ruined her.
For sure.
And my only issue of like Vicky coming back is I think we're all mourning the Vicky that we had pre-Brooks.
Yes.
And I don't think we'll ever get that Vicky back, unfortunately. I think she's in a she and like she always is trying to please the man she's with, and if they're too conservative at some point, like she's gonna tone the fun down. That we want to see you have fun. We don't want to see you be like, Tamara, put your clothes on, you're a grandma, or you know, like shit like that. Like
That's
don't give
why
me
she
that
was
Vicky.
that's why she was her best when she was with Dawn, because she didn't
Yes.
care what he thought. So she did her
Yes.
thing. And then as soon as she got the new guys, she was more worried about what they thought, and she was fucking up her own presence on the show, which like, you know, you're not going to catch like a conservative man if you're going to be a messy ass drunk housewife on,
Right.
you know, Bravo.
But also you're signing up when you're gonna date Miss Gunvalson, you know what you're signing up for. So don't try and change that person.
Absolutely.
You
Don't
know
give me
who,
light.
yeah.
I
Fuck
think
men.
totally. But I do agree with you about the pause. Like she definitely should have been put on pause. When people stay on too long and their heads get crazy, I'm sad that Nene, you know, allegedly sued Bravo allegedly, because now I feel like Nene would have been invited back by now and she won't be. but you know, Tamra is back. What is your opinion about the Tamra and Shannon
Team
lunch
Tamra.
showdown? Same.
Way Team Tamra. It's Shannon is unfortunately to me. So I actually used to think Shannon was so iconic. Her first season of OC is my favorite season of OC. Season 9 when she came on. She came on as such a force because she was so naturally herself. She put all that ugly out there with her and David. Like she was just true to herself, and it made incredible television. And even season 10 still was. But now to me, I think she's become so produced, and I think she does lie. Like
Yeah.
there's a lot of things that she says when she's drunk that she says or says like, I will deny this off if you're ever on camera, but blah 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 blah. And then whenever it's brought up on camera, she does hold true to it. She will pretend it was never said.
I think the reason I'm Team Tamra on this, and sorry, Shannon, if you see this, because she knows I love her.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's okay. I mean, I'm being honest. I think that when Shannon has a reputation for talking about Shannon and not reaching out to her friends and having the compassion for her friends. So because I've heard it so many times in so many different places, I'm like, all right, you know, your friends are mad at you. They have expectations. They have a need for friendship reciprocity. And when it doesn't happen, they're going to call you out for it. I do believe that a lot of people turn their backs. I've seen it on Shahs. I've seen it where when somebody gets booted off the cast, everyone moves on without them and doesn't check on them. So I'm going to go ahead and believe Tamra and be on her side in that. We can always change our minds about the next feud that they have, but that's where I stand on that.
I have a hard question for you.
Yeah, of course.
Based on that, and do you feel you ever did that to somebody when they were like booted or something? Like, do you feel like someone that you were maybe friends with, and then once they were off the show?
No, I 100% went the other direction. So
I love that. I love that.
totally, like Sammy was the guy, you know, we're very, very close. And
Season 1, Sammy.
exactly. And, you know, his girlfriend came with me last night to the show. Like, so we're very close. And, you know, I think that when it came to like Lily, for instance, when she was let go, she came on the show. We were like, people made sure that we were never going to get along. I don't really think we stood a chance. And we were too new in reality TV. People kind of perceived me as seasoned. We only had a 6 episode or 8 episode season 1. So
Right.
when she came season 2, everyone was brand new to it. I think she was brought on to like get under my skin, and you know, whether she wanted to body shame me or shame me, and for whatever, that's why I never liked her. And when she was let go, I definitely didn't check on her, but we weren't friends in the
You
first
weren't friends in the first place. Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, I will agree with you. Season 2, even though you had only done one season, you did come off seasoned. I mean that as a compliment.
Natural.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Natural.
no, actually, you were just so naturally great for it being only your second season.
I know. And I think because they just rolled camera, you know, I don't feel like I was ever pressured to like do something or be something. And they had, you know, like you're talking about, like maybe Shannon is like self-producing now, because if she's been on for this many seasons, she feels the pressure of getting fired. She saw herself kind of like the demise of Shannon was like David Bedore broke her, you know, he broke
But
her
I think
spirit.
John's been breaking her too.
He definitely did. I mean,
Yeah.
we know that they broke up.
I mean, I know like things that I won't put out there, but like I know a lot of stuff about them that that like that relationship has been in shambles for seasons now, but it's never shown truly.
I think it's because the men that women that housewives date are all too often clinger honors that don't have anything going on. I think
Totally.
that Gina Kirshen
Hater.
Kirshen tell me- what I know her last name. Say it for us.
Hater.
Okay. I know her man is a nice guy, and I think that it's going to be shitty and uncomfortable to say, like, is he bringing financially equal to the relationship that she is? I don't know. Like, wouldn't they upgrade their lifestyles? They have, it seems like it's on all on Gina's shoulders. And I think they've even said it like in this season, like she's caring and supporting. She's going to get a real estate license. When I heard that in the first episode, I was like, bitch, leave our career. Like the rest of us over here, like me and Mauricio are passionate about real estate. We chose it for a life goal. Like, and then she's like, God damn it, I'm desperate for money. I don't know how I'm going to support my family. I have 6 kids.
I did die laughing when Heather said, "Oh, Nikki's getting his real estate."
You should talk to him.
Go talk to my 18-year-old son.
I was like, I almost passed out. I was like, well,
that was like, I actually don't even think Heather realized it in that moment, what she said. I think that's what
she did.
Oh, you think she did?
She fucking knows exactly what she's doing.
I like normally good on picking up on things, but that one, I thought it was so off the cuff.
Are you kidding? She had already prefaced it with, I invite Gina all the time. Gina's me. She hasn't talked to me in between seasons. She knows good goddamn well that her 19-year-old embryo is stepping to Gina, and she is using that opportunity. Absolutely. Okay.
Yes.
And you know what?
My God.
Good for her. I mean, if someone was to, that's the thing that bothers me. Like, if you're not talking to me in between seasons, and we were cool last year for filming, and I flew you private to New York, I would feel some kind of way.
I absolutely would too. I'm on Heather's side with that. I feel like that is totally. I'm very curious. Something must have been going on in between, like in Gina's life, I feel like in general,
well,
where she made. Oh yeah, wait, what did she say?
She said, some things were going on, like family drama with her kids, some drama with Travis.
I remember this now. Yeah.
And then she's like, when things aren't good, I go back to Jersey. And I think what happens is like she's in some kind of a dire situation. She did bring her skincare line to BravoCon 2022. So she maybe had to put a lot of money in that. Right. And found herself like the Bravo money is good when the way Potomac does it, because Potomac literally goes from filming to reunion to filming to reunion to like you don't even have time to come up for a breath and like get your outfits lined up. Right. So like Potomac, they stack their money, but if a show like OC only has 12 episodes and then they have these long breaks, then, and she's got double the expenses with 6 kids and 3 of her own and a new man, I think it was related to that.
Yeah. And knowing that she's a Taurus and I'm a Taurus, when things like get so heavy and like there's a lot going on and stuff in my own life, I retreat. And it's not, I like my friends, this is like my toxic trait is like, if I like am just exhausted or overwhelmed or just whatever, I'll just like ghost, like in like not answer my phone or whatever for like a day or two.
Yep.
And now they know it and they just know it's Steve needs just a minute. Like, but I feel like there's a Taurus piece of that in there as
Well, she
well.
definitely didn't seem like she was sorry when she told
Where
like,
I'm sorry about when I do those things. That's the thing, is I at least can apologize
well,
whatever
if
I
you, well, okay, so this is a two-parter. Neither of you need to apologize when you need time to recover from something that you're going through. But the
right.
part she could have apologized was for not communicating for over a period of 3 months. Like
Yes.
2 days,
Right.
3 days, you need quiet time, no problem. But I think
That's true.
when I think people see Heather Dubrow as, because she's wealthy, she's in this position of power, she doesn't have feelings. Like she puts on that her life is so beautiful that people don't check on her, because that, you're right, they think like, oh my God, like all you do is brag about how great your kids are and how much this is and how great that is. And Gina's like probably feeling less than. She's like, I had such heavy problems, and it never occurred to me that you care about where I've been.
And I love that you said all of this, because I actually think Heather has so many feelings, even though it doesn't come across like, I'm just piggybacking off exactly what you're saying. People don't think I think she does come off like, ice, like sometimes, like, but I think you can see in certain moments during seasons, you'll see. I actually think this past episode, the way she was like inserting herself weirdly on the boat trip, like just jumping on people, like interrupting, and like it's like she needed attention, or she felt like you could just see there's feelings there
Yeah.
that are she has she has a lot of feelings that she doesn't ever want to show, maybe.
Yeah, for sure. She was definitely a nerd, and she was not the popular kid in school. And
Yeah.
and by the way, when your husband is out making that much money, he's not home. Guess what? You're lonely. And when your kids are busy living their life in college, you are also not, you're missing your kids. Like, what do you have? It's hard.
Not to jump the gun on with the jersey, but like something that really I was Bill Aiden said, like, I chose a career that has unfortunately it takes so much time away from my family. I'm able to provide a wonderful life for my family, but to the expense of like spending time that, we got to find a place to meet in the middle. And I think Heather's in the same sort of boat, because obviously Terry's plastic surgeon as well. Like, they're working so much, that big ass house has to get lonely,
Yes, yes, yes.
especially empty nesting.
Yes, for sure. So you gotta think, I'm already thinking ahead for when Shams is like 4, but when he is 14, I'm gonna be like already thinking about what I'm gonna do, who's my friend group, what is my life, lot in life gonna be. So you gotta plan ahead. Note to self.
Well, why don't we put a pin on this? When that happens, you, me, I don't know, Fire Island. That's what we're doing.
We are going to be living our best life at Fire Island, and maybe Shams will be at NYU, so it'll
There
be
you
all.
go. You can
Uh,
stop and visit him on the way.
okay, so let's just get into Jersey. What I know, I feel like everyone's kind of like ready to move on, but I can't move on without saying that I do think that Teresa and Louis are going on pause. I think that everything that she said about Melissa is going to happen to her. I don't think that Bravo likes to have people be up on a pedestal, try and act like they have control over who comes and goes.
So this is a theory that I've had all season, and I'm curious your thoughts on this. I think Danielle was brought on as Teresa's friend, right? Like, I think they introduced her through Teresa,
I think
but I think Teresa, without even knowing it, brought on her replacement,
I totally agree. And I
because she's I don't, this is not an ageist thing. It's just like, it's new, but like a younger, newer,
nicer.
um, she's able to, like, she's similar to Teresa, where she has that same brother sister feud, but
Mhm,
she can actually move on from things.
mhm.
So
Yes.
that's what drives me bonkers about Tree, is like, she's a great TV character. I will never take that away from her, but the ability to not move on. And as a Taurus, I get it sometimes, but like you gotta be accountable at times, you know?
It's another example of a man that is not good for a housewife. Louis came on. We don't know him. Everything she said when she gave the speech about all of Louis' sisters, knew exactly who Tree was and
Yeah.
thought he made a great choice. And we don't know if he's legit, if he has money to back up all this lifestyle. It's smoke and mirrors. They have no prenup. He has caused the rift that, remember, in part 2 of Reunion, Joe Menengo, Margaret Joseph's
Oh,
husband,
Margaret. Yeah. Joe. Why am I blanking on his last name?
Benigno,
Benigno. Yeah.
said, "Look at the common thread. Things have never been this
Oh,
bad."
and Frank Catania.
Frank Senior, yes, he was like, the common denominator is, or the only thing that's new is Louis.
And can I tell you, I mean, I never, and I'm never going to put any of this stuff out there because, again, like, this is not something I even want to be a part of. But I've been given so many police reports of things of abuse and from things from exes in my DMs, like actual court documents, things. And like, it's scary to me for her because I think when I joke about her being dumb, like I really do think she does not, like she's naive in a way where she'll just trust that man
Too
no matter
easily.
what.
So
And
got
I'm
love
worried.
bombed.
Yeah,
Right.
she really did. She's digmatized, love bombed,
Yeah.
anything. And Joe Gorga is right about Louis, where he says, you're on in 1 minute, like saying the right things, and then all of a sudden they're saying, be careful, watch your back. You know, like
Yeah. It's such
wild.
Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. And
Yeah.
you know, when everything that you said, you and I haven't talked about this ever before
Right.
online. I know that in my own separate experience, I have heard about Louis' ex. You know, she's gone public about, you know, the issues that she's had with him, with Louis, and I am worried for her. I mean, look, right now we're up in arms and like shock, but when the dust settles, everything you're saying is right. Like, we want what's best for Teresa. We want her to win in life. We didn't want to see her feuding with Melissa and Joe. Like, we want everyone to be together. So it's really unfortunate. It is a train wreck in front of our eyes. That's what the reunion was.
It really, and it was one you just couldn't look away. A train wreck, a slow moving car crash or train wreck that you really couldn't look away, and you felt this heaviness at the end.
And the
And
kids being manipulated.
that's the other okay, that's the other thing. I have always applauded Melissa so much. Those kids have never said one damn word
Not a
or
word.
engaged in anything. I always want to know, and I truly, I don't want to know because I love that they don't involve the kids, but like, what do the Gorga kids think?
I don't know, because
The
that
Judice
relationship,
kids.
what those cousins, how are they ever going to get through this? Because if their parents are basically not allowed, it looks like Teresa is making sure that her daughters do not mess with the Gorga's 3 kids, right? The scene, oh my God, the car scene when they GoPro,
Yes.
I died. It was like exposed her. And then when Louis called and said, all right, the list, we're gonna make sure that everyone's invited except for Joe and Melissa, right? Honey, let me take it off. Wait, let me take it off. We're filming
We're
right
film, you know, we're
now.
filming.
Shit.
Oh shit, okay.
I
Like,
mean, that was disturbing.
it's
And
disturbing because
right.
she's the one they keep saying, like, you know, you're liar, you're calling everyone else the liars, but you literally got caught on camera lying. Like,
I got to give it up to Andy this season. He did so well on every reunion. was like the MVP of Summer House, Jersey, when he called out Teresa and was like, "You're really gonna be which was who's
She
the
was like,
girl?
when you
Jackie.
standing
Jacqueline.
Jacqueline Larita
Yeah,
after the 10 years of this is the biggest joke in the world or something, or biggest
exactly.
like
I was like, thank you,
I
thank you.
I was screaming, jumping like for that
Exactly.
because but how crazy is that even her boss, it doesn't click for her.
Yeah,
Like, isn't that wild?
yeah, it is. So, anything else we want to touch on with the Jersey reunion? Because
Oh, I do.
yeah, let's go.
I have two things. One, John Fuda
MVP.
obsessed with how he said, "No, Louis, you're gonna apologize to me like a man if you want to move forward. Don't fuck with my kid and my, like that's another thing. It's like this man is not going to bring up his child and his ex-wife who is in federal prison for
No,
no reason.
that's right.
Like it's coming from like you did it.
Mhm.
Apologize. I mean, the man's a narcissist. We just
I
saw
don't
it.
know how he did that. That was really dark. Really.
So dark. But then I don't can't speak on all of this because I didn't read the article, but apparently Andy said on Radio Andy that he got a text from Bo Dietl
A couple
saying,
times.
yeah, and the most recent one was and it was the way he worded it was very smart. Bo Dietl said, I never did an investigation. I never said I never did an investigation for Louis. I said I never did an investigation for the
Hired.
Housewives of New Jersey.
I was never hired.
Hired, yes.
Yes,
And also saying like the Housewives of New Jersey. Like that's
exactly.
also a double thing where it's like he could have
He
done
said
it
just their children,
individuals.
just their innocent young children, and just the spouses and the plus ones are the ones that I
Right.
investigated for free, not for money.
So
I
that is also so telling. I mean, that's got to be dangerous for the network, right? Like,
dangerous for us right here, right now.
yeah, well, yeah, but I mean, like, that's how I don't see how she can come back
Yeah.
because, like, that is a liability for not only the cast but the network itself.
So I wonder if the rumor is true that they're going to be on pause or if they're just going to reshuffle and start filming again, because we know that they could turn it into what they did with New York and just make it an ultimate girls trip instead of a season. So I guess we'll stay tuned. What was the last thing you wanted to say about Jersey?
Oh, I know that people like say that the show can't make it without Teresa, but I said this last night where I say bring all of the women back except Teresa.
Yeah.
What's going to be interesting about doing that is
It's a
there's no common enemy anymore.
Mhm.
So it's going to be it would be very interesting to see what happens in those friendships and things that like what I equated it to. I don't know. Do you watch Selling Sunset?
I do not. I know a little bit, but like they don't
Christine
sell.
was like iconic on the
Yes.
first 5 seasons. And I was like so devastated about her being gone. I'm like, the show's gonna be shit, like whatever. This
Mhm.
season came back without her. This season might be my favorite season.
Oh my God.
And it's because they had one common enemy and in the previous seasons. And so they were all able to be like sort of like a Fox Force
Themselves.
5 or
Mhm.
something,
I
you
think,
know? And
yes,
like, but if you don't have that person there, now you all are gonna have like fighting for your spot.
I think it's because Teresa doesn't allow people to, like, she's got to call the rules. If you're friends with so and so, then it's going to be a problem. And everyone wants to avoid problems. Like, for instance, a lot of us back in the day, and I'm going to preface this, Golnessa has come a very long way since like the Gigi that we met. There
Mhm.
was a time where we would be like, okay, let's bend for Gigi so that we won't cause problems. Like we would
Sure.
kind of like treat her like with kid gloves. right? So
right.
people with Teresa are like, I don't want any problem. It's not worth it. I'm way more sane. I'll just go the path of least resistance. So if
Right.
Teresa's gone, then there's going to be a dynamic, a new shuffle, and everyone can you'll see what they are really going to be like when they don't have
Exactly.
to operate out of fear.
Totally. Right? Totally.
We'll see, honey.
We shall see.
So, okay. Now, what is the last show that we were talking about? I know that you were saying New York is filming.
Legacy.
New York Legacy came out with this video where it started with Sonia Morgan.
Yep.
This.
I'm going to do a reenactment of it.
Yes. Oh, and the last person in that, what do you, it was kind of like a conga line, but what is it?
Kristen Takeman was the last one, I think. Right?
No, Kelly Ben Simone was the last
one.
one.
Kelly Ben Simone was the last one.
And
yes.
her one tit was out, her bikini was there.
Oh, okay.
Her one tit was out. She looked really good. She did
I love it.
It didn't look like umpteen years had passed since we last saw her. Kelly looked very well preserved.
I was gonna say she looks great. I feel like she pretty much looks the same as she did when she was on the show.
And just less sweaty. She looks like a little bit more dry, a little more composed.
There's literally in her first season, I don't know what producer let her film like this.
Of course they will.
Yeah, of course.
Let her go.
In her freaking
perfect. Send her out before she sees herself in the mirror.
She's literally her confessional. She is completely sunburnt.
Yes, sunburnt.
That red, she had just laid out all day, no sunscreen, and was like, "Oh wait, I have to do my confessionals tonight. Let me go. I'll whatever. Here, let me pop my hair on. We're good."
Kelly, do you want a little powder? Nah,
no, I'm good.
I'm fine. Let's go.
The shading looks about the same, right? I don't know.
The camera won't pick it up. Yes, bitch. It picks up every pore. So, all right. So we had Sonia first, then Ramona, then the Countess. Yeah.
Lou.
Luann, Ramona, Kristen Takeman, who looked amazing in this eyelet lace. Yes, dress, flesh tone. I mean, they were all.
Dorinda was at some point.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
And then Kristen, and then Kelly.
I mean,
Have you seen this theory going around?
What?
So Bravo posted some, I think it was Bravo that posted with the announcement of Legacy. It was this picture with the apples on the ground, and it was a tree, and there was 2 falling apples.
Okay.
If you count all the apples that are on the ground, it was the cast, but then there's 2 falling apples.
Oh, really?
And people are predicting are we going to get surprise 2 more Legacy cast members?
Oh, interesting.
Showing up.
That would be great. I think
I want a Viva there so bad.
Oh, a lot of people do. They think that she should be there before Kristen.
Oh, 1000%. I mean, I loved Kristen Takeman, but Aviva needed to be there. Hands down needed to be there.
I never liked Aviva, especially because of the
I didn't like her.
Got it.
I definitely didn't like Aviva. She was horrible, but she needs to be on Legacy. And I mean, I love that you brought up the leg, because
oh my God. What are you doing with that leg?
So, I do my little reenactments of all the Housewives scenes and stuff. 2 years ago, I did the reenactment of the last scene where she throws the leg. So I ordered this leg off Amazon so I could throw it.
And you kept it. You didn't even return it.
Didn't return it.
I did an.
Who knows when you need a fake leg?
You never know. I mean, it's good to have.
It's good to have on hand.
Kaftan in my I wonder if I could be so brave as to, instead of bring the leg to you, I'll just bring the kaftan, the computer to the kaftan.
Oh,
there we go. No,
I love it.
It's also from Amazon. It's not a kaftan. I mean, it's not It, it's not a caftan. Okay, so we are, before we run out of time, you have a heart out, right? What kind of nursing are you doing tonight?
So I'm a pediatric hematology, oncology, and bone marrow transplant nurse.
Oh my God.
Um,
Oh my God.
this year will be 11 years now.
God
Um,
bless you. God
Thank you.
bless.
I love it. It's my passion. I did that, and then before I moved out here from DC, I ended up picking up a side gig in DC doing aesthetics as well. Like Botox and all of that stuff and
Oh, nice.
lasers. But when I
So do
moved
you
out
do that as
here,
well?
what's that?
Do you do that here as well?
I don't. I was just gonna say, like, because I work night shift here,
Mhm.
it would just like not work out for me because like there when I was working days, like working Monday, Tuesday day, and then going and working Wednesday at like is easy. But like when I get off night shift, I have to sleep, like
Okay.
it just
You
so it
cannot
wouldn't
be,
work.
you can't do both because your body has to recover from the shift and you can't,
Exactly.
I totally get it. You need that. But
But I always say, like, if it comes a point where like I I mean, because obviously the job can be very heavy. It's very rewarding. I love my job, but it can be very heavy. If it comes a point where I feel like I need a break from that specialty, I think I will go and do aesthetics for a while because that was very it was it was a very nice like light additive income, I guess. So, it's like going to the hair salon. You catch up with your clients every couple months or something, and it was
definitely.
fun.
And
Yeah.
people will love and like think about you every time they see their face because the way the way that we feel about our injector nurse is like a million thank yous throughout every day. You
Yes.
know?
I
And
agree with that.
yeah, because like, I mean, it's funny, like I did lose weight very slowly, like very gradually over the course of a year. And now I know that people are like saying like Ozempic face and but like no matter what, as we get older, as we get
Ozempic is the like newest housewife.
it is
Literally, it's talked about just as much as Housewives itself is talked about,
it is if not more.
if
Like
not more.
it's like it is a phenomenal situation, but the injector nurses are basically saving the Ozempic industry because everyone needs their nurses more now than ever because of Ozempic. So
Yeah.
it's like an economy that creates another economy.
It's
So
amazing. It's women
you would be
supporting
busy
women.
right away. There would be a demand,
Yes.
honey, for you. You'd be like
Yes.
lining up.
Yes.
I know that before we started recording, we said that we wanted to talk about, Vanderpump. Let's put a Vanderpump button on this. Um, we have been through it with Vanderpump. We know they're going to start filming in a couple of weeks, which is why last night at Zach. So for everyone who's listening, No Filter with Zach is Zach Peter, whose birthday we were at. It was also a live podcast event. We were there. I think it's going to be an annual party for sure.
Oh,
I
I
was
hope.
like, Zach, we should do this maybe twice a year because it was so fun. The conversation was flowing. It was
Mhm.
interactive with the audience, and it was just like good, clean gossip. It was
I
fun.
said to Jeff before the show even started, and then I told Zach at the very end. I just remember like looking around the room and I was like, I don't know if I could fill a room like that. Like I was so impressed. He did
Yes.
such an incredible job. I mean, he's great at what he does, but I was like, I was so thoroughly impressed doing that all on your own. Like that
Yes.
is, and he filled that room. That crowd was amazing. The audience was so engaged. We had a blast last night, and I very like huge props to Zach because that was impressive.
Totally.
especially with the fires that happened
Yeah.
essentially in the with Bravo
Yeah.
canceling.
Yeah. Bravo basically said, Lala, no more podcasts. So she couldn't be there. And, now they're going to start filming in a couple of weeks. I'm glad that I have such a good and close relationship with so many of the ladies on VPR so that we'll like get the tea. And, I can tell that you keep things very close to the chest, and I appreciate and respect that a lot because like when people come to you and they want to tell you their secrets and the tea is like with you, there are ways that like the way that Ariana was like, I am comfortable with my friends sharing what they want to. And we can all run it by you first and you give us the green light and then we can share it with everybody. So it's very cool and it's reliable. So,
Yes. I that is one thing that I always want to like maintain with, and like I get a lot of tea from a lot of the talent, and it's because they trust me, because I'm never gonna put something out there just to get that like get that comment. And it's like I'm enjoying this process. Like I respect like what like the shows, what you guys are doing, that what is it going to do if I'm putting out things out there and it ruins a show that everyone worked so hard on
right.
So I caution my unsolicited advice to people, because there's now like a lot of Bravo accounts and all this stuff. I caution a lot of these people that are just, if someone slides in a DM with this random ass tea, like don't post it, because likely it's not true. It ruins your credibility. It makes, I mean, it just seems ridiculous. And it's just, I don't know. I think, to me, I like to tread the line of like, yeah, I want to give you guys the tea, but I'm also going to respect the people that gave me that tea and not cross a line.
It's
you
true.
know? Yeah.
Tommy thinks the big part of VPR's success is that there wasn't a 1 year lag between them filming everything and it being aired. Do you agree that because everything was discovered in March and we got to see it all play out in May and June?
So they had a big lag in between filming,
Right. So let's see. So
because
Sheena's
they
birthday
were
was in August.
right. They
Oh,
wrapped, I want to say September, October, and they premiered February. I guess
so
that's not that big of a lag. That's not that bad.
So I'm wondering, is his theory, but they then had to pick up cameras. Would the season have made sense? Because now we have to sort of like remember what we didn't know. Like we have to,
Oh,
so this is my question, and I'm going to try and structure it in a articulate way.
mhm.
If the season ended that one episode early,
Mhm.
where LVP at Sir was like giving
Yep.
her like big finale speech. If everything ended there and we never found out about Tom and Raquel, they never would have had that last episode. What
And
that
they never would have had season 11, I don't think. I thought that's the direction you were going.
I'm just gonna
Um,
grab my prop.
I like was I literally, you can see I have goosebumps. When you were talking about, I thought that's where you were going.
I was
Because
asking Jenny.
think
Mhm.
about that like speech and everything she was doing. It was, all of it around looked like a closing speech of like a series almost,
Right. A series
had,
finale speech.
and because, I don't want to say thank God for Scandal, because I adore Ariana. She's a dear friend. I love her. I'm not glad this happened, but for the show, you know what I mean? Like,
And she's better now.
and she's better now.
Gonna be
Yeah,
glad
totally.
now. Mhm.
Totally. But for the show's sake, I don't know that they would have gotten another season, to be honest.
I'll agree with you on this. if you can remember this season when they went to Vegas, snooze fest, when they went to divorce party, Lake Havasu, crickets, like Lala had to go to line dancing and bring some guy back and like go upstairs and like there it was, and then pregnant Kelly, Christina Kelly, and
Oh,
I
I don't even want to talk about her. Oh my gosh, Christina Kelly. I don't even know this poor girl. I'm so sorry, but I have a visceral reaction to that girl when she comes on my screen. Like I have despised this girl that I don't even know since the early seasons. Even Evan last night agreed on the panel. He was
shout out
like,
Evan Ross, we love you.
no, Evan Real, Evan
Oh,
Real.
I'm sorry. Shout out Evan Real, we love you.
He was like, was the epitome of mean fucking girl, and that is exactly what she is. Like when her and Raquel left the girls trip and Charlie runs out, I don't want that girl with dry ass hair and her damn chapstick to ever look at me again. Like I lost it. Like
It was amazing.
it was amazing.
She did such a good job. Go Charlie.
But one thing I would say too, had we not found out about the Scandival, right?
Mhm.
And I don't know if I would have said this last night because it would taken a lot of balls to say to Lala and I love Lala, but Lala would have looked like a real ass, I think, throughout a lot of the
She would have
season.
looked like a hater
Yeah.
if
Like
Raquel didn't get exposed for who she was.
exactly. And I think that was something that was lucky for Lala in that sense.
Right. She really had to go out on a limb and say something that felt like counterintuitive to like, am I going to get ripped for this? You know,
Mhm.
because you could tell when she was like in Vegas and when Raquel said to her, well, then thank God you don't have a man. Lala was like definitely fucking like a little deer caught in the headlights in the beginning.
Bambi-eyed.
Yes. Yes. And then not until like more things unfolded was Lala able to like really unleash and like, she got,
Well,
I see what you're saying about that.
and I also think, but what's so funny to me about that comment when Raquel said that, Lala would say, like, that was a good read, unfortunately. Like, it was just so unexpected coming from Raquel
Yeah.
because, like, she's not one to normally be that vocal. She is Bambi eyed and
Yeah.
not much going on up there. But, like, if Lala would say that to somebody. So it was kind of like that, like,
Yeah. It was a
hypocrisy
table
there.
turn.
Yes.
The tables had turned for that moment. And also at the end when Raquel was trying to spit her rehearsed lines to Lala and Sandoval was like standing there and like going like, and I'm watching you, say it, girl, bring it home. But Lala cut her off and she was like, you could do it, girl. I know you could do it. You could finish a thought. Like that's when Lala was like back on her A game.
Yes.
She was,
Yes.
serving it up and doing so well. And that's why everyone dies for Lala. She
I
did
die for Lala. I
such a
really
good job.
do.
And I think that
I would never want to be on the receiving end of Lala because she is so good. Like
she's so
she's
good.
so good.
But when they were in Vegas, you could see that there was like the whole Oliver thing,
Yeah.
she dodged a bullet because she perked up when she saw Oliver and she was hoping that there would be a connection, but because Lala was giving mom energy, I have a baby at home, I'm going through a divorce, that kind of went to the top, and Oliver was looking for like the good time girl who like
Right.
still doesn't have a care in the world. And thank God, again, Lala dodged a bullet because had she known, she would have been caught up in another affair with a married.
No, they talked about this. It might have been on the extended episodes on Peacock, but did you hear Lala knew a week
Oh,
before
she did.
that
So,
Oliver was technically not what I don't even know I actually am unclear whether or not he was.
and so you think that she wasn't? Thank you, honey. Come here, Shams. Come. Say hi.
Oh,
Oh, you want to? Okay, thank you. You just gave me a present.
So
It's a
they were, oh, that's so
thank you.
beautiful.
So you're saying that she definitely knew she was going to steer clear.
Yeah, because
Okay.
like she knew a week, she admitted to knowing like a week ahead. That was like Tom and I think Tom Sandoval was calling her out, like saying, when did you find out that he was, had an ex or whatever the situation
And
was?
he was still in it.
And she said, I don't know, like a day or so. And then it could have been a week before. So she
Okay.
knew.
Okay. Because
Excuse me.
even if you're good, even if she knew when we saw the episode, it seemed like she wanted Oliver to hit on her and
Yes.
she didn't get chosen.
Yeah.
So she could have been waiting for him to choose her because to me, Lala is 20 million times better looking than Raquel. And
Lala is stunning.
from head to toe, inside and out, I've never seen a bad day.
Stunning. And
Yes.
it's crazy like seeing when they show the flashbacks, like I mean she's always been beautiful, but talk about a glow up
Uh,
too.
I think, yeah, but the things about her that are beautiful, that are natural, are things that you can't get done. Like
Oh yeah,
eye
totally.
color and, just like her whole thing. I mean, it is always easy if you can build on your face. As an injector nurse, you could comment on that.
Yes, she
And
has
intelligently.
her structure is beautiful. I just like this season there were so many times I could just not stop staring at Lala's face because she just is so beautiful. Like
Real Housewives of Beverly Hills vibes, outfits, like
yes.
everything about her. And the rest of the cast, except for Sheena, she brings it as well. But like the vibe for the VPR girls, like they go so much more casual. Like Katie, like she has like a different
Kristen's entrance with those slides and the hoodie. I
oh my God.
lived. It could not honestly, that's exactly what we wanted though. That
Yeah.
is exactly what we wanted. We wanted those flopping
With
slides coming
the
on
hair.
in.
And then the whole like the
Yeah.
leaf. Oh my gosh.
So
Well,
good.
this was fun. We should make a habit out of it.
I would love to. Absolutely. But yes, I do need to get run into the hospital. I had such a blast. I'm so glad you asked me to do this last night. This is amazing.
It
Love
was
you to pieces.
Thank you so much. So everyone, you can find Steven on Faces by Bravo on the gram. And where else are you? Twitter?
Twitter, TikTok, and I think that's it. Yeah. Yeah.
That's
That's it.
everywhere that you need to be. So
Yes.
give him a follow. It is a good time. You're a great time. You were so fun. I had such a fun Kiki with you. And we will obviously we'll share the link and we'll look forward to the next time we get to Kiki again.
Amen. I'm ready.
Mwah.
Mwah.